Are you investing in ETFs or mutual funds here in Germany? Then I'm afraid I have bad news for you. Because this year it's possible that you have to pay capital gains taxes on profits even though you didn't even make profits when investing in ETFs. It's completely ridiculous. Greedy Finanzamt calls it Vorabpauschale, so preliminary tax in English. What is that exactly and how can you avoid paying taxes when investing in ETFs in Germany? All in this PerFinEx investing video. When selecting an ETF to invest in, you most of the time have two options, either an accumulating ETF or a distributing ETF. Both ETFs can be the exact same and invest in the exact same things. The only difference is what both these ETFs do with the dividends, interest earnings or rental income. Accumulating ETFs keep the dividends and reinvest them immediately to make the ETF value grow. Distributing ETFs pay out the dividends to you investors so you can decide what to do with your passive income. In the past, a lot of people invested in accumulating ETFs because reinvested dividends mean compounding growth, which makes a big difference over time. This study compares $10,000 invested in the year 1960 with and without dividends reinvested. If dividends are paid out to you and you don't reinvest them, your $10,000 would be almost $800,000, a pretty nice return of 7.4% per year. But if you reinvested your dividends, like an accumulating ETF, your $10,000 would be almost $5 million, 10.7% rate of return per year. Quite a big difference, eh? And that was the reason for the regulators to say, that's unfair. Let's create a preliminary tax for accumulating ETFs to level the playing field and make investing more fair. That's at least their side of the story. If you want to hear my personal opinion, the government just found another creative way to get more taxes from us. With distributing ETFs, they got capital gains taxes already, so they were happy about that. But with accumulating ETFs, they had to wait for years or decades for their taxes until you actually sold your ETF. I mean, preliminary tax on fictional profits. Can we use our brains here for a second? This is completely ridiculous. And what's next? A preliminary tax on fictional salary that you will probably earn next month? If they really wanted to make things fair between accumulating and distributing, why not give tax advantages to distributing investors? Society would be much better off if small investors got more incentives to save money and invest money for their future, instead of relying on government social security. Anyway, now you know what a Vorabpauschale is and why we have it. Now let's see how we calculate it so you know exactly how much preliminary tax you will have to pay next year. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but stay with me, we can do it. Important is the value of your ETF on January 1st. Let's say it's 1,000 euro, just to have an easy example. And now on December 31st, your ETF is worth 900 euro only. No profits, no taxes, done. But if your ETF grows from 1,000 euro to 1,100 euro, you made 100 euro in fictional profits over 2023. Fictional because you didn't sell your ETF yet. So it can go down at any time and wipe out your profits, right? Do you have to pay taxes on your 100 euro fictional profits now? Luckily not. We take your 100 euro fictional profits and multiply it with the base interest rate, Basiszins in German, that is determined every year by our German Ministry of Finance. Over the last years, this base interest rate was 0 or negative. That's why nobody paid the Vorabpauschale yet. This year, the base interest rate is 2.55%. What does that mean? Our German Ministry of Finance thinks that you can make minimum 2.55% return when investing in public bonds. And that's why they take the value of your ETF on January 1st, 1,000 euro, to multiply it with their base interest rate of 2.55%. And that number they multiply with 0.7, don't ask me where that number is coming from, to come to your Vorabpauschale of 17 euros and 85 cents. But that's not the tax you have to pay. That's only the base profit to calculate your taxes with. I told you it's gonna be complicated. Finanzamt is comparing your real fictional profit of 100 euro now with your base fictional profit of 17 euros and 85 cents. and lucky us, they take the lower number to calculate further. So we take the 1785 fictional base profit and calculate it with 0.7, again, if we have an ETF with stocks inside. Why? Because Finanzamt says you don't have to pay taxes on the entire profits if you invest in stocks. Which is pretty cool. 70% of €17.85 is €12.50 that you now have to pay capital gains taxes on. That's 26.375%, including solidarity tax, so €3.30. Now you might be saying, oh well, €3.30 is not that bad, and I have to pay less taxes when really selling the ETF because I paid taxes early on. I think it's pretty bad to pay additional taxes every single year. I don't care if it's 3.3%, 13%, 93%, we pay taxes on the money we invest already. So why do we have to pay taxes on profits now that we maybe make at some point in the future? I don't like the Vorabpauschale one single bit. And if you feel the same way, here are 2 ways how you can avoid paying it. Option 1. Everyone in Germany can earn €1,000 of tax-free profits from investments. That was one of the many ways to maximize your government benefits I showed you in this video a couple of weeks ago. And your fictional profits for your Vorabpauschale are also included in that €1,000 tax-free profits. So if you have a small investment account and just start investing, in the first years you won't have to pay this preliminary tax. Any tax for that matter. But the more and more you invest, soon enough €1,000 profits, it's not that much anymore. So you need option 2 to avoid the Vorabpauschale. Pensions. Because ETFs inside pensions grow completely tax-free until you take money out of the pension. That is one of the 2 tax benefits you will get with all German pensions. And additionally, depending on the pension level, 1, 2 or 3, you get additional tax benefits when paying money into your pension or getting money out of your pension. That's why I got a pension for myself that allows me to deduct my investments from my taxes. And when I file my tax declaration and get money back, I invested in a standard investment account to use the €1,000 in tax-free profits. I do personally what we tell you in many videos. I diversify and combine multiple things with each other in order to maximize my benefits. If you would like to save taxes when investing in ETFs as well, you can book a free meeting with us right here, and then we will see what works best for your personal financial situation. Happy investing everyone, and don't pay too much taxes.